Bobby. What's up, everybody? I'm over here cooking dinner with Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. B-Rob turned me on to this stuff, and I tell you what, it's great. It's a homemade blend of the finest ingredients sourced from Texas gardens, farmers, and markets. And it's some good shit. I tell you what, try the Smoke and Sweetness, or you can try Hoppy's favorite, the Mad Cow, which is a nice peppery slap in the face. One taste, and you'll be hooked. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices.
We got new shows every Sunday.
Here we go.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcast. If you're a first-time listener, I'd like to thank you oh so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, go on ahead and give that person a crisp high five. But if you don't want to go ahead and get too close to anybody and touch hands, rub skins and whatnot, you can use your favorite social media app of choice to send that person a well-crafted DM telling them thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Ramblers with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show, YouTube for video interviews, look for 3R Show, TikTok 3R Show, and for anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can go to randomrob.com, randomrob.com, where you'll find our illustrious sponsor, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Go to Hooks Spice Rubs. That's not the website. Go to hooksrub.com and you can get 15% off your order when you order any of their delicious flavors, spices, rubs, herbs, all those things to put on your meats, vegetables, your drinks, whatever have you. If you can get a little sexy time going on or whatever, you might want to spice up your life with some Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. But once again, go to hooksrub.com and you can get 15% off your order if you use promo code RANDOM. Here we are on a Sunday evening, and I come to you with my head hung low. Most recently, I've been talking to you about me refurbing these handheld devices because my young child has shown interest and she's been saving her allowances and monies that she's earned to buy all these nostalgic handheld gaming consoles. So what I've been doing to keep her from spending her money and just to test my skills is I've been getting on eBay so much more so than I have normally ever have in my lifetime. And I've been finding these broken handheld consoles for a very cheap price. And I have been rehabbing and restoring them unto their glory. So I've been successful. I have, let's see, 3 original Game Boys that I've had in my office here so far. Got all of them to work. I have currently 2 Game Boy Pockets. I've got one to successfully work. I have another one that is awaiting parts in the mail so I can fully assemble that, which with the parts ordered, still a very cheap price. My goal is to get these things very cheap and use the minimum amount of resources to repair these things. So it was just some battery terminals that I took out of the motherboard, and I tried to get all the corrosion off, and then doing so, oxidized these suckers, and they kind of look like they rusted over, and it doesn't look like it would be wise to put those back in the motherboard. So I just ordered some brand new ones because I don't have a machine or the little components to re-nickel and oxidize these goddamn parts. And it was cheaper for me and easier to just order some new battery terminals online. So once I get that in, I'm pretty sure that it should fix the problem, and I'll get that second Game Boy Pocket up and running. Also, I got 2 Sega Game Gears. Oh boy. So the first one I got didn't power on at all. So I went through the steps to replace all the capacitors, because that is the most notorious thing that this thing is known for. The Sega Game Gear is the capacitors being bad, because way back when it first was introduced, they did a rush job to try to get these things to market, and the capacitors that they used were poo-poo. So any person that I've looked at on YouTube or anything that I've read, the first thing they always say whenever you get one of these Game Gears is to replace all of those capacitors. They got ceramic ones now that you put in there and do that. So I swapped out all the capacitors on the main board, the sound board, and the power board. Plug that sumbitch in. Power's on. No screen, no sound, no gameplay. So I'm troubleshooting that one. I get a second Game Gear in. This one powers on, has sound, but the picture is very, very screwy or whatever. The contrast wheel works, but the screen itself is not showing a bright lit picture. You have to tilt it at various angles to be able to see the picture on the screen. But all in all, that one kind of works. You just got to figure out what the screen issue is. So also with this one, since it was working, it was powering on, it had sound, I did not touch the soundboard or the power board. All I did was go on the main board and replace all those capacitors. Put that sumbitch back together, pop a game in, and I was elated. I was vindicated. I was just, happy, because I fired this sumbitch on. Game, sound, screen bright, contrast wheel work. I'm fucking ecstatic. So it wasn't fully assembled when I did this. So I take it loose, put all the screws back in where they need to go, snap that bitch down tight, plug it back up, put the game back in. It powered on, then it cut off. Shit. So wait a minute. So, off on, try to wiggle it, whatnot. I put, because I was using the power cord, the Sega power cord that comes with it, and to give it power. So I took that out, then I put some batteries in there. Same thing. Power on, power off. Power on, it clicks off. Power on, it clicks off. And I was like, no. So I don't know if it was something that I did when I put the carriage back together, because for a fleeting second, it was on. It was playing. I was getting video, sound, and everything. And then when I put it back together, kaputski. So I just went back in the case, made sure none of the wires was touching, everything was together like it was supposed to be, and it all looks fine to me. I don't fucking know. I'm not good at this shit. I'm just mimicking what I see on the goddamn YouTube. So now I'm back in it, doing some more fucking research. So I'm going to replace those power capacitors on the power board of the one that I didn't do previously, to see if that helps. And if not, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I got to do more research. My goal is to get this Game Gear working before Wednesday, August 3rd, which is young child's 12th birthday. So this was supposed to be a birthday present for the young child. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get this up and running by my deadline. But seeing how these capacitor power switches and all this stuff was a pain in the fucking ass to do, or is a pain in the ass to do for me, because I'm a novice, I went online and there are new up-to-date replacement soundboards and power boards. So I ordered one each, and whenever those come in, I'm just slap them in there with my already fixed capacitor board, and we'll see how this sucker joins up. I mean, if that is truly the easiest solution to get this thing up and running, once I get those parts in and I put it in and it works, or if it works, I will order another set and get this other Game Gear up and running. And I have 2 working Game Gears. So one will go to the young child. One I may resell, but who knows? That remains to be seen. And I mean, that's what I probably wind up doing with some of the extra ones that I got, because you get them so cheap. You order multiple of them because you might be able to swap parts from one to another, or if you got a good working one, you can use that as a reference for one of the ones that you're repairing. So that's kind of what was my mindset into getting 2 of each of these things. And plus, I mean, if it's cheap and you can fix it, I think the resale is there. So yeah, I'm all about it. Oh, Tinkering Rob. The B stands for building shit or breaking shit, either or. But what I find out doing all these refurbs and repairs on all these electronics, my office that was kind of exclusive to me just doing these podcasts and recording things, playing a couple video games, is become quickly inadequate for everything that I'm doing in here. So I got a 3D printer in this bitch, and on the same desk that the 3D printer is on, I got my little workstation for all my electronics and stuff. So it's elbow room is it's desired right now. So I'm looking at rebuilt. I got a shelf in here that just has memorabilia and stuff on it. My championship belts, my pop vinyls, and some cameras that I had over the times. So I'm thinking about pulling that whole shelf out of here and building like another little table over there. That way the 3D printer will be up off the desk completely, and I have more surface area to work. And then I got a I got a power bench here to power up my electronics when I'm doing tests and everything. I got my multimeter and all kinds of other things, which was on. I had to turn it off real quick. That I want to have surface area on the desk for. So B-Rob is going to be a building. I was supposed to do it yesterday, and then I got tangled up in these electronics. I was thinking about doing it today, but once again, I'm tangled up in these goddamn electronics. So I don't know. I'll get it done eventually, but I'm just on a mission to get these goddamn things repaired, So, I mean, it's just the accomplishment, just to know that I put in the work and I succeeded and whatnot. Then my wife is starting to stare at me now. She's like, you doing all this tinkering and you fixing all these things and stuff. I got some shit around the house you could be doing. Yeah, but this is cheaper than that. So I want to play with my toys. I want to play with my electronics for now. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's pretty much the update. RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk is still up and running. We have passed the 17-year mark. Is old enough to be permitted without adult supervision. And still having fun over there. Had some technical hiccups over the past couple weeks. Internet woes and just connectivity issues. Now we're finding out that it may be the service that we were using, Restream. So that is a bummer, because also the boys over there on Wrestling is Trash was using Restream as well. And it's giving off the problems. So we're going to try to reassess that, and hopefully everything is back in good working order soon. So apologies to everyone that listens to Wrestling is Trash and RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk for the audio snafus and just the connectivity issues, some of which is beyond our control. So I still want to send a sincere apology to everyone out there who listens to WIT and RBR. And that's about it. I'm about to dive headlong back into these electronics. I appreciate you for tuning in and checking on me every week and whatnot. So with that being said, I'll see you next time.